Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my Embark Studios Loves Rats video. And yes, the name rat gets thrown around a lot, which I think is unfair. Not that I think anything is unfair when referring to rats, but identifying a rat is more complicated than someone just shooting you. Okay, so on the screen right now, I just want us to talk about the same thing. A rat is not a PvPer. A rat is not someone that experiences more than 20% of the game. A rat never uses an equalizer. A rat never uses Jupiter, even if he's killed 100 people with an equalizer or a Jupiter, he'll never use it. A rat is basically at its core a coward. Okay? And if you want to understand what a rat is, just simplify it for yourself by saying he's a coward. Okay? And I'm going to give you examples that you have seen if you've played Arc Raiders. So a rat will use the in-game AI voice to say, don't shoot, talking to your morality and you being a nice person. Then you stand still, and then he shoots you in the face. Now, the reason he says don't shoot is he knows it lowers the guard of brave people, of good gamers. So as soon as he says don't shoot and you lower your guard, he gets a clear headshot. And a headshot does 2.5 damage, giving him a clear advantage over the fight. And that's why they are cowards, because they can't fight fair. A rat will sit at an extraction for 20 minutes, wait for you to press the button, either trap the extraction, which they luckily nerfed, or wait for you to start putting in the code and then shoot you in the back. Like, he'll literally enter the extraction with you, say don't shoot or say he's friendly or whatever the case may be. And as soon as you are stuck in an animation, a rat will shoot you. A rat will never shoot you when you're looking at him. How do I know that? Because my tactic for extractions is basically just circling the roof of the extraction. And I promise you, I've seen 100 rats running towards the extraction because they heard me pressing the button. But as soon as they see me circling the roof, so there's no way they can sneak up on me, they just run away. Out of those 100 rats, 2 of them try to shoot at me, and they've usually got free kits like a Pharaoh or a Stitcher or a Kettle. So as I'm running in a circle, as I'm jogging in a circle, if he's got a Pharaoh, he usually misses me, and then I run to him and kill him. So at the end of the day, people say that Arc Raiders is a PvP, PvE game. And what I want the Arc Raider community to understand is that we don't have problems with PvPers. Like, someone that runs into me and starts shooting me immediately has no effect on me. It doesn't affect me at all. That's fun, But someone saying don't shoot and then shoots me in the face, that doesn't have a good effect on me. That's not a positive experience. Someone like using my humanity to lower my guard and not be a dipshit. Okay, I can't really use a better word for that. Like, using my humanity to start putting in the code and then shooting me in the back. Like, if you look at every single behavior that frustrated you, it's not when someone shoots at you. It's when somebody waits for you to be in an animation. It's just, that's I'm not going to put more than 5 minutes into this, guys. A rat is basically a coward. A rat doesn't help any game, okay? He doesn't buy the ultimate early access edition like I do. He doesn't buy skins with real money. Like, he'll buy a skin with with the free tokens, or, you know, the game gives you free tokens. So he'll like buy a bungulator skin because he wants to be the same as a bungulator, you know, because bungulators run together and shoot solos and stuffs up everyone else's game. You know, he cares about things that don't help anyone. And the best way I can describe a rat is that he doesn't know how to play with others. So when we are young, we learn that to have friends, you need to do activities that everyone enjoys, and you need to consider everyone. Now, I won't say it's my mom or my dad that taught me. I'd say it was time in school that taught me that. And they basically just never learned that. They never learned how to play with others. They only care about themselves, and they're not even brave. You know, their behavior affects you in such a negative way that you're not having fun anymore. Actually, it turns you into someone that you don't want to be. Because when you're exposed to cowardly behavior like that against your will, and you're exposed to that constantly, it breaks your enjoyment of the game. And it can even push you to a place where you just want to kill everyone, where you want to shoot someone else in the back because you've been shot in the back. Now, I am incapable of doing that, but I do know that rats have caused Arc Raiders to lose many players. Now, if you don't know what a rat is yet, I don't know. You know, I'm going to shorten it for you. A guy that says, don't shoot you in the face. A guy that enters an extraction with you and then waits for you to press the button. And as soon as you start pressing the button, he shoots you in the back. A guy that sits in a tower with only a rope, that there's only one rope that has access to the tower, like in Spaceport. He traps the poop out of the rope, and then he just snipes people with an Osprey. You know, like the worst of the worst behavior. Nope, I'm not talking about PvP. I'm talking about cowardly behavior. Okay? And if you've seen a streamer kill a rat, then usually after he's killed the rat, he tells the rat what he thinks about the rat. And I'm going to show you guys a clip that I recorded to just finalize, you know, what a rat is, or what a rat is in his essence. And this short has 50,000 likes. Not 50,000 views, 50,000 likes. Now, you must think to yourself, and if anyone in Embark ever watches this video, you've got 400,000 players playing your game at the moment. You don't want your game to follow the same path as your previous game, you know, where the players just die out. So watch this clip, then realize 50,000 people liked it, and then you can think to yourself, at least 500,000 to 1 million people watched it. And then you'll understand what effect these players have on your game.
Hey, let's go. Don't shoot, please. Cool, GG. Dude, you're such a loser, man. Like, honestly, this is the worst kind of loser, you know? This is the worst kind of being a loser, man. You must feel embarrassed.
I'm still escaping though, bitch.
That's fine. You're not taking your loot.
Okay, now that we got that out of the way, and you've got a better idea of what a coward looks like, can we get rid of rats? No. Okay, it's impossible to get rid of rats. We all know what state the world is in. We all know that, you know, men don't feel like men anymore. Women say they don't need men anymore. And when we look at grown men behaving like this, we can understand why women say they don't need men anymore. And we can understand why so many young men are committing suicide, because they don't really have role models to look up to. You know, I'm 45 years old. My dad was a much stronger man than me, like a man's man. I think I'm probably one of the last dying breeds of real men. But I still know that I can inspire people. You know, I can talk to a person's good side and help him to live a better life. But at the end of the day, a lot of young men don't have role models, you know, because their fathers are falling into the same trap or are weak, and they just don't have anyone to look up to. So at the end of the day, it's very difficult for me to communicate in a positive way to a rat because his interaction is so quick. And the worst thing about a rat is after you kill him, he won't even listen to what you're saying. Now, most of the time, he probably just gets insulted and he gets off on that. But the worst thing about a rat is as soon as he dies, he surrenders immediately. And I have heard a lot of rats where their microphone doesn't disengage after I've killed them. And I've heard these men throwing things around in their room and going nuts, you know, like completely losing it. And that just blows my mind. It blows my mind that you are having a negative effect on people every single day of your life. But when it happens to you, you can't handle it, you know, which is probably one of the worst characteristics there is. But let me get to the second part of the video. Like, do I know what Arc Raiders is about? Have I played enough? Am I qualified to tell Embark Studios that they've got a lot of things that they need to change in Arc? Well, you can be the judge of that. Okay, this is my second character. As you've seen, I've done the previous expedition with 5% XP boost, 10% repair, 6% scrappy. I'm level 75. I've done about 32 of the quests. And if you go to my codex, you will see here that I've got 415 hours topside. Not in the game, topside. That's when I'm actually doing a raid. So I've probably got more than 500 hours in the game. If you're wondering what do I do when I play the game, well, I can just show you that I've almost done more than 100,000 damage to the queen, which is, you know, for me, the best boss in the game. So I didn't shoot the queen with an anvil. I didn't shoot the queen with a pharaoh. I have killed the queen with Jupiter, with an equalizer, with deadline mines. I usually take out the Rocketeer that is covering the queen with like 2 wolf packs. I've done a lot of things in the game. Okay, damage to raiders, damage to Rocketeers. I've actually done more damage to Rocketeers than I've done to the queen. I've done 33,000 damage to the matriarch. And I'm going to get to the matriarch later. But at the end of the day, what I realize when I take on the queen is 95% of people don't bring in good weapons. They don't bring in Jupiter. They don't bring in an equalizer. They don't bring in like they'll maybe bring in a hull cracker because a hull cracker is like only 30,000. A lot more people use the hull cracker before the nerve. After the nerve, a lot less people are using the hull cracker. But the first thing that Embark Studios needs to focus on is not getting rid of rats. When it comes to them actively looking after their player base, we definitely have a cheater problem. Okay, so when it comes to Embark Studios dropping the ball, we have to look at like Stellamontes, where there was an invisible rope that hundreds of players used, or maybe thousands of players used, to glitch into the roof and kill people through walls. So, is Arc Raiders a great game? A new innovation, something fresh, something that everyone enjoys? Yes. But what every great game misses on is the players. Now, I know for a fact that even if, I don't know, 60% of your players are rats, those players are not going to financially support Arc Raiders. These people are not the people that buy an ultimate, an ultimate early access edition. These people do not want to see you succeed. These people don't think about other people. Definitely not you. They don't think about us as players. They don't know how to play with other people. They've got no social skills. They never talk to you. They never add anything to the game. Where a player like me and a lot of other players that I've met in the game do add something to the game. Like me dying from Arc and a guy like in the cold snap, just, the last memory that I had. I died in the cold snap event to Arc, and the minute I went down, someone came running through the snow, used a defib on me, and then we just had a great conversation, and then we extracted together. I got to know him, where he was from. Like interacting with a person like that is a memorable experience. Interacting with any human being that wants to talk to you and wants to get to know you and wants to learn something from you. Like, you can see I've done 100,000 damage to Rocketeers. I can tell you now that I didn't loot half of those Rocketeers. Now, a Rocketeer doesn't have a lot of loot on it, so you can loot a Rocketeer quite quickly. But like Bastions, how much damage have I done to Bastions? Damage received from Bastions, damage dealt to Bastions, 90,000. I can promise you that if I killed 50 Bastions, I looted 20 of them. Because I just leave the loot for other people that need it. Like, I know how difficult it is to level up your stations. I know what the challenges are in the game. I know that when I go to spaceport or I get to a mushroom spot, that I don't take the mushrooms. Or if I do take the mushrooms and I see someone running up to the mushroom spot, I talk to them immediately, because unfortunately they're willing to kill you for mushrooms. If you play on a spaceport in the tunnel, where you always get the mushrooms on the dead tree at the end of the tunnel, like, you will know that people kill each other for those mushrooms, like constantly. Like, if you go to those mushrooms after a wipe, after an expedition, you will see dead people around that one mushroom tree. So people are killing each other for 3 mushrooms. And all I do is, if I get there, because I'm usually not aiming for the mushrooms, I'm aiming for the Great Mulane, because Great Mulane has a lot of utility, with medical items. So, there's a lot that I understand about the game. But when I see someone running to the mushrooms after I've picked them up, I just talk to them and I drop the mushrooms. I give them another option. They don't have to kill me or get killed by me for 3 mushrooms. And that's what I do right through the game. Whenever I kill a Bastion, I understand that somebody needs those Bastion cores. When I kill a Bombardier, when I kill a Rocketeer, like, it's not really going to do anything for me. Like, I've got 2.1 million at the moment. I reset my skills twice to get to the perfect build. But if you look at my items, there's nothing that I need. I've got every single gun in the game. There's 21 different weapons in the game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay? I've got all 21 weapons in the game. And I've got energy ammo, I've got wolf packs, I've got deadline mines, I've got Raider hatch keys, I've got extra queen reactors, I've got extra matriarch reactors, I've got a ton of complex gun parts. Like, there's nothing that I really need. I've got spare blueprints, I've literally got a spare survivor blueprint after I looked for this blueprint for a very long time. Like, I literally found every single augment in the game before I found the Survivor MK3. And I was looking for the Survivor MK3 blueprint from the start. So this just tells you a little bit about me. Okay, I've got all the augments. When you go here, I've got 52 blueprints out of 75 blueprints. I've got all the important blueprints like the Survivor, MK3, things that I find which are very important is like the Survivor blueprint, the best extended mag, for certain weapons, the best extended mag for other weapons, the best extended mag for shotguns. The Venator blueprint is quite important. The best choke for a shotgun that you can really do some good damage, close range. I've got the Vita Spray, which is probably the best medical item in the game. I've got the Wolf Pack. I've got the Deadline Mine. I've got the Volcano. I basically got almost all the weapons. Like, if you go to the gun shop, like, there's 21 different guns. I can craft 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. I can craft 17 weapons. So that means I'm shorting like 4. There's 4 blueprints that I don't have. So I don't have the Tempest blueprint. I don't have the Toro blueprint. I don't have the Hullcracker blueprint. I don't even know if there is a Hullcracker blueprint. But, I've got like the extended barrel blueprint. I don't really have a blue vertical grip. There's like a blue vertical grip or whatever thing. I really want that. I really want the backstock, a really good backstock. So there's still blueprints that I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at my progress, I've done the Flickering Flames. I've done the expedition already. I basically finished the expedition within the first 7 days. There's 44 days left. I'm already at 2.2 million. My loot is worth quite a bit. I mean, if we just go over my guns, if all my guns have very, very good attachments, all of them are leveled up to level 4, except for the Venator. I lost my last Venator. But if you look at my guns, that's 720,000 right there. Because all of them are max leveled, and if you go over them, like they've got really, if you look at my Tempest, compensated 3, angled grip 3, extended medium mag 3, leveled up to the max, fully repaired for maximum value. So there's nothing that I really need. Like if we go to the gunsmith, a magnetic accelerator. I can craft a bunch of magnetic accelerators. If I just shoot the armor off a queen, every time you shoot the leg armor off a queen, you get these magnetic accelerators. So I can farm the magnetic accelerators very, very easily. But if you ignore the magnetic accelerators that are very, very easy to make, I can make 3 equalizers. I can make 3 Jupiters. I've already got a Philion, but I can make 2 more Philions. I can craft a Bobcat right now. I can craft a Bettina. I can craft a Volcano. So I'm going to be at 5 million within the next week. Like, way before there's a month left, I will be over 5 million. So what I've learned from doing the expedition is I don't want to combine my inventory with my money to be able to do the expedition. I want to be way over 5 million. Like, even if they tell me I need 10 million, I want to be at 10 million with my currency. And then in the last week or 2 weeks, I just want to use everything. Like, I want to use all my gear. Before the last day, just before I do the expedition, I don't want any guns left. I want to use all my guns. I want to do the most epic shit that I've ever done. Now, the reason that I can't do that, I can do that now. But the thing is, I'm not the average player. So what I want, the reason why I'm saying that Embark Studios love rats is because rats are enjoying themselves. A free loadout is perfect. A free loadout with a kettle and an auto clicker, which most rats will use because they just focus on winning, that's like the ultimate weapon. When I am busy killing a queen, the noise and the focus and the things that I have to focus on, when a rat can use third person to sneak up on me with, the queen lasering me and shooting me with rockets, it's very easy for a rat to sneak up to me, put the barrel in my ear, and just kill me. So the thing is, the players that don't really care about the game are enjoying themselves, except when you kill them, then they throw their PC out of the window. But that doesn't matter. Even if we have a worse effect on them if we kill them, like they doing that every single raid to other people, so they have to take responsibility for their grown-up decisions. But what Embark Studios needs to focus on is their real player experience. The people that want to see them succeed, the people that make the game better for everyone else. Like when I run into a new player, I make that experience epic for them. The first time I ran into a brand new player, I showed him how I basically wasted wolf packs on a leaper. You guys know using wolf packs on a leaper is a complete waste. But I just let him experience something epic, and I let him interact with me to get him started on the right foot. Like after I killed the leaper, I let him take the loot. Just him seeing me using wolf packs was an epic experience for him. And most people that I interact with that are new, once I'm done talking to them, they usually say they love me, or, in a brotherly way, like they had such a great experience. They really enjoyed meeting me. Now, there's a lot of players like me, and what disappoints me about rat behavior, which is basically men, like you have to ask yourself, how many women have shot you in the back? How many women have said, don't shoot, and shoot you in the face? Like, women don't do things like this because women automatically have that nurturing attribute to them. So the the most interactions I've had with women are like warrior women. Like I've been killed by a rat, and then a woman just comes out of nowhere, shoots the crap out of the rat, insults him while he's down. The woman insults him, and women don't like insulting people. But I mean, women are so tired of these spineless men that they can't help themselves. They have to tell the guy what they think of him as well. And I call them Joan of Arcs. I've seen some really, really brave women with some epic skills. And like 3 of them have saved me, in a desperate situation. And they usually come out of nowhere. And they're always brave, and they always do the right thing, and they're always helpful. Not all women, but like 90% of women. So it's very funny to me that I call them Joan of Arcs in Arc Raiders. You guys get the reference? Arc Raiders, Joan of Arcs. So, some women let these rats look like really, really weak people. But the reason that I wanted to make this video is I'm going to focus now on how Embark can start looking after us, the players, that will keep this game flourishing. Because if they keep making the rat's life easy, and like the rat doesn't have to struggle at all, and they keep letting us not experience everything we want to experience because of other people's behavior, like cheaters. So let me start with point 1. Okay, let me just go through the points and we can get to the end of this video. So I'll tell you in each point why the title is Embark Studios Loves Rats. not that I'm literally saying, that every developer loves a rat or that every developer is a rat. I'm just saying that the game is designed in such a way where rats can enjoy themselves permanently by being cowards, and the other people that are actually making sure that Arc Raiders is a success is struggling. But we don't have to struggle. There's very easy things that Embark Studios can do to equalize the playing field, to make the brave players that wants to take an equalizer and a Jupiter to a queen, that those people can actually enjoy themselves, that those people can actually experience everything that Embark Studios wants them to experience instead of thinking about a rat killing them, because they are bringing in 100,000 plus kit when they know for a fact a rat with a free kit can kill them easily. And even if they kill the first rat, if any of you have ever killed a queen or a matriarch, you will know that while you're fighting the queen or the matriarch, there's like, you can maybe see 2 or 3 people. But once you kill that queen or that matriarch, you will see 20 rats coming out of nowhere. So for all the people that always tell me, get good, learn how to deal with rats, you can maybe kill 1 rat in a third-person game. You can't kill 20 rats, okay? And even if you did all the damage to the queen, even if 20 rats runs onto the queen and eats all the loot in a few seconds, you can't even kill a rat, because as soon as the boss is killed, anyone that shoots anyone is going to look like the bad guy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even if you none of these people did 1 damage to the boss and they taking all the loot, you can't shoot them because you're going to look like the bad guy. Like, I have literally shot a rat that I saw killing 2 people, and then he ran for one of the legs. The only reason I killed him is because I saw him killing 2 other people with equalizers or with hull crackers. And then when I killed him, the other people that were fighting the queen just killed me immediately, because they didn't see what I saw. They just saw one person killing another person, and automatically I'm a bad guy. So it's there's a lot of things that we have to think about and consider and give up and risk when the rat isn't risking anything. And it's very easy for a rat to blend in with the good guys, and wait for his perfect opportunity. Like, I have seen a rat play with 5 people that are killing the queen, and he shoots the queen now and then with his kettle or whatever. He blends in, and then he waits. Like, usually, groups of people are fighting the boss, and usually we work together. But I can identify a rat from a mile away, because I can see he's not really focusing on the boss. Whenever one of the players splits off from the group, the rat follows him. So he's waiting for that perfect opportunity where a player splits off from the group and is alone and no one's there to see what he's going to do. And because that player trust this person, because this person was running in the group for 10 minutes, because the player is not focusing on that person, as soon as you loot a rocketeer, like with the matriarch, there are rocketeers to loot, there are bastions to loot, there's a lot of things to loot. As soon as you're stuck in an animation, that rat will take his opportunity. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is give you 10 things that, in my opinion, helps rats and doesn't help us, and that's why the video's title is Embark Studios Loves Rats. Okay, they don't physically love them, but if they don't make major changes in 2026, it's going to hurt the player base, without a shadow of a doubt. There are a lot of good players in Arc. I'm not saying everyone in Arc Raiders are rats. I'm just saying the bad behavior spreads like poison, because even if you don't want to be a rat, once you've been killed by 20 rats, it's very, like I won't do it, but I've seen a lot of people go to the bad side and then they become rats, and it's human. It's human when 20 people stab you in the back to tell yourself, I'm never going to be stabbed in the back, so I'm going to kill them before they kill me. Like when you enter the harvester and you do all the work, and just as you want to shoot the last yellow thing, when the three things comes out with the equalizer and the Jupiter blueprints, just as you're done, 4 people that weren't there or 5 people that weren't there, they enter the harvester and they kill you. So if that repeatedly happens, if you enter the harvester as a nice guy and you help people on how to do the harvester and you're just helpful, and then every time you want to loot, every time you do the harvester event, you want to loot, somebody shoots you in the back. It's natural for you to think, the next time I go to the harvester, I'm trapping the living shit out of the harvester and killing everything I see. I'm taking a level 4 volcano with the best attachments. I'm taking a Torrente. I'm taking heavy armor. I'm putting down, not trigger nades. I'm putting down mines everywhere. I'm blocking the entrances. I'm just going to fucking kill everyone. It's normal for you to want to do that. And I've thought about doing that. Luckily, I can't get myself to do that. But it's normal, for you to get angry and then want to just kill everything. And I'm going to show you a few clips of days when I look for rats and then I kill rats, even in a friendly lobby. Like, yes, we all know there's lobbies that when you don't kill anyone, you get put with more friendly people. And as soon as you start killing people, you get put in with more PvPers. But I'm going to show you 2 clips now when I lose my poop. Not really lose my poop. It's just when I'm running around looking for a rat and it feels like therapy, and you'll see how I talk to the rat. I'm not like the most disappointing thing about these kills is I'm not really trying to help the rat, but I don't think I can help the rat because the interaction is so quick. And I know as soon as I kill him, like, before he dies, he thinks he's going to win, like up to the last second, he thinks he's going to win because, he does all these cowardly tactics to win the fight. But as soon as he dies, he just surrenders. So there isn't really time to interact with him before he dies. And if you talk to him before he dies, he's just going to ignore you. He's going to see you as a dumb person who's playing the game like a man. When he thinks playing the game like a coward, is the most clever way to play. Why do the work when someone else can do the work and I can just steal it? That weak mental mentality. But you'll see how I talk to them and you'll see how fast they surrender. Just to let you know, I've gotten to a place where I just want to hunt down rats instead of play the game. So without me making the video too long, I'm going to give you guys 10 reasons why I feel Embark Studios are not looking after their core player base and only helping rats, and how they can change that. Bring the back, you're a coward. Where are you running to, mommy's boy? How do you only shoot people in the back, mommy's boy? How do you live with yourself, mommy's boy? Not today, dipshit. Not today, dipshit. Okay. Right at the start is this. The weapons. All of you know that the Toro is the best close-range weapon in the game. You know, like the Volcano can kill a person faster. But if you're not the best PvPer in the world and you just want to make sure that when you hit the target, you do the max amount of damage and you don't have to aim for the head because the Toro doesn't do 2.5 damage when you hit a person in the head. So you're basically just aiming for the chest. So this is the best weapon that if you hit that guy twice, close range, he's dead. Okay, it's the fast. It's like a lot of people use this in Stellamontes. A lot of people use this in close range. A lot of exploiters use the kettle because they've got auto clickers. But luckily, Embark Studios is going to nerf the kettle and the stitcher because too many people are using auto clickers. You know, so at the moment, before they nerf it, the kettle is the gun that kills people the fastest with auto clickers. You know, so if you're using an auto clicker in a kettle, you have to use any other gun. So the Burletta is fantastic. If you've ever used a level 4 arpeggio, you'll know that this gun is extremely powerful. This gun is a ton of fun. This gun is still, for me, the most effective gun at killing people, you know, at close to medium range. Yes, I love the Renegade. Yes, the Osprey is a good weapon, but I don't play like that. Like, you know, is this gun great at long distance? Yes. But the reason I don't use the Osprey is because I'm pissed off because my Jupiter doesn't have a scope. Sniper rifle legendary. Look at the description at the top, guys. Sniper rifle legendary. Sniper rifle rare. Now, for the love of everything that's holy, why doesn't my legendary sniper rifle have a scope? But the rare sniper rifle has a scope. Point number one, why I feel Embark Studios loves rats. Because for a rat to use an Osprey is very, very easy. It's very easy to find an Osprey, especially when you know how to loot, know where all the gun crates are, use Metaforge to locate all the gun crates. You know, if you've got security breach, if you can open up security breach lockers, it's very easy to get an Osprey. It's very easy to craft an Osprey. It's just a very easy weapon to get. Where this weapon isn't that easy to get, takes a bit of effort, but Embark Studios wants me to use this because when I look at the arc armor penetration, it's very strong. When I look at the equalizer, arc penetration, very strong. When I look at the Philion, arc armor penetration, strong. When I look at the Hull Cracker, arc armor penetration, very strong. You know what's the problem? This gun, this patina, arc armor penetration strong. I've got the 5 best weapons in the game. And they're useless versus rats. Like, I can have an equalizer and a Jupiter on me, and a Hull Cracker, and a patina. And a rat with an auto clicker can kill me in less than a second with a kettle, if he's got an auto clicker, or he's good. Guy with a Toro can kill me very easily. Guy with a Venator can kill me with his eyes closed. A guy with an Osprey can shoot the living poop out of me, and I won't be able to fight him man to man with a Jupiter. Because when I fire the Jupiter, it has that lasering timer, you know, and it doesn't have a scope. A legendary weapon, it takes longer to fire, doesn't have a scope, and is completely useless in PvP because of how long it takes to fire the round to an Osprey. The equalizer is useless in PvP because it has a build-up. You know, like you have to wait a second or 2 seconds for it to charge up. A kettle doesn't have a charge-up timer. A Toro doesn't have a charge-up timer. Okay, this guy needs to shoot people 3 times. You need to hit a guy 3 times to kill him with this legendary gun. 3 times. Where I can blow him to pieces with a bobcat. I can kill him really quickly with a Toro. I can shoot the living shit out of him with a Venator. You know, and if I'm ever a coward, then I can use an auto clicker on a kettle and kill him instantly. So the biggest thing that Arc Raiders needs to change is their legendary weapons. You want us to use these weapons, but the result is that nobody uses these weapons because they're useless in PvP. So for me, even if you don't want to change the build-up of the Jupiter, just put a flippin' scope on it, my bro. It's the coolest gun in the game. And it says sniper rifle. Just like the Osprey says sniper rifle. How is it a sniper rifle if I can't put a scope on it? With the technology that it takes to make this gun, how is a simple scope not part of the gun? Okay, that is a major, major problem. The equalizer, don't really have a problem with the equalizer. Like for me, the equalizer is very effective at breaking armor. And if you make the Jupiter an effective gun at PvP, if you let a Jupiter kick an Osprey's ass, you know, then I'll take a Jupiter and an equalizer. I'll break the armor with the equalizer, and then I'll do some serious damage with the Jupiter once I've exposed the core of the boss. This gun needs to be buffed. Or the next legendary gun needs to be buffed. Like this gun takes 3 shots to kill a person. The anvil takes 3 shots to kill a person. So nobody uses an anvil to kill a person. They shoot the person once to break the armor, and then they'll use like a Toro close range or a Venator. That's why everyone's using the Venator, because the time to kill is just so much better, and you can do it at any range. Like nobody wants to use this, because as soon as you do use it, all the rats run at you. As soon as rats see an equalizer because you got a freaking laser like a hose pipe, everyone comes to kill you. As soon as they see a Jupiter, which is very, very unique, the animation, the shots are very, very unique. Everyone runs at you, and you can't defend yourself. And the biggest sin out of all the sins is the Hulk Cracker. Now, this is where I'm dying on my mountain, okay? I challenge any Embark Studios developer to logically explain to me why a Hulk Cracker, which is a grenade launcher, why a grenade launcher can't kill a player. And I don't want to hear from the developer, if I shoot the player 4 times with a Hulk Cracker directly, then I'll be able to kill him. I want a logical explanation why a grenade launcher cannot kill a player. And you better not tell me that, you know, whenever a game like Battlefield, you know, or Warzone or PUBG, whenever a PvP game introduces a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher that can one-tap people, everyone uses it. I guarantee you that if you make the Hulk Cracker one-tap people, a lot of people are still going to use the Venator, because I've got 416 hours in the game. I don't have a Hulk Cracker blueprint, and I can only buy 1 Hulk Cracker. Okay, and you still need to like aim the Hulk Cracker, so you know you can minimize the splash damage. Like you've got a tree grenade that's completely broken, which you're going to nerve. You have got broken stuff in the game, and the tree grenade is the most broken thing I've ever seen in my life. But you've got a Hulk Cracker that is useless. And no developer, I don't care if you're Elon Musk, you are not going to convince me that buffing the Hulk Cracker damage to players is going to affect anyone in a negative way. You are going to have a lot more people bringing a Hulk Cracker into a raid when the boss is the target, and then when a rat wants to bother them, they just blow the shit out of the rat. That's going to add enjoyment. Doesn't mean rats won't be able to kill me. It just means that if I bring medium armor or heavy armor, protect myself against the rat, I can still win the fight, even if they get the first shot. Not always. Not all rats are dumb. Okay, a lot of rats will come. Like a rat has killed me with a bobcat. A rat has killed me with a venator. So if a rat sneaks up to me with a toro, a level 4 toro or level 4 venator or level 4 bobcat, he's still going to kill me. Even if I can one-tap him with a Hulk Cracker, because my focus is completely on the boss. I'm not focusing on anything around me. There are people that look around them like rabbits. I don't play a game like that. I don't play in fear. I play a game for enjoyment. I don't kill a queen and then check my flanks every 2 seconds. Okay? All I want to know is that if a rat tries to kill me and he doesn't kill me immediately, then I've got the superior weapon to kill him. And again, no developer is going to convince me that, I don't want the Hulk Cracker to kill a person with one shot. I don't know. If you hit the guy directly, yes, he should die. If you can hit the player directly with a grenade launcher round, he should die. If you shoot the grenade launcher next to him, maybe does 100 damage, or something like that. But this thing needs to be dangerous. And this thing cannot be abused, because getting the blueprint is very difficult. And just try it for the love of everything that's holy. Add a scope to the Jupiter. There's nothing negative can happen if you add a scope to the Jupiter. There's no drawbacks. Now, if you make a Hulk Cracker one-tap people, it could become the meta, okay? But if you make it so that the splash damage, like the little red grenade, the little red grenade splash damage is 2.5 meters. You literally have to throw the grenade on top of the guy, where with a tree grenade, you can miss the guy by 7 meters and still kill him. You can throw a tree grenade 7 meters away from him and still kill him. I'm not saying do that with the Arc Tracker. I'm saying make the splash damage 2.5 or 3 meters. If you hit a guy directly, he's dead, even with medium armor on. If you hit it close to him, he's almost dead. So that if you hit it, if you shoot close to him twice, he's basically dead. But just do something. Okay? Balance your weapons. Let an epic weapon feel like an epic weapon. And let your players that want to kill bosses and experience endgame, give them the freedom to experience it. Let them use their weapons, because everyone is fearing losing their gear to rats, to free loadouts. So they're not experiencing the epic moments that I've experienced. The reason why it doesn't kill me to use an equalizer is because I've got skill in the game. I'm a very good PvE player, so I can get the resources back very quickly. But for you to look after your casual players, the dad that only has 2 hours to play, let him use these guns and let him feel powerful. Otherwise, what's the purpose of saying this gun that has the fastest kill time in the game is common, and this gun that is the slowest kill time in the game is legendary? What's the purpose of that? Okay, so this is a problem that they have to fix immediately. So let's get to the next point. Okay, guys, so here's the next point that I want to make. Somewhere at the beginning of Arc Raiders, the developer said that they are going to ban sites that sell items. And this system that people can sell items is really, really bad for a game. The reason that it's very bad for a game, and if you watch YouTube videos and you haven't seen an IGGM ad, I don't know what's happening. But at the end of the day, you can buy coins, you can buy items, you can be boosted. I've never ever clicked on the site, but look at a guitar, $1 for a guitar. Like, I promise you, this is my first ever time I'm clicking on the site. The only reason I'm clicking on the site is to show you guys that this is very, very bad for a game. $7 for a Snapbook blueprint. You can buy, like, you don't have to go to Stella Montes to get the items that you need to do the the expedition. Like, you need an iron spotter. You need 3 iron spotters to do the 4th level of the project. You don't need to go look for it. You don't need to look for Magnetron for the quest. You don't need to look for anything. And this is a major problem. You can buy, you don't have to go kill a matriarch. You can buy a matriarch core for 81 cents. You don't have to kill a queen. You can buy the queen for 81 cents. They said they were going to close these sites, but they're not. So let's see here. Survivor. A thing that took me 100 hours to find. It took me 100 hours to find this blueprint. So $12 makes sense. It makes sense, that this blueprint is quite expensive. But this is a major problem for any game, because the first thing it does is it motivates cheats. It motivates people to use cheats to see where items spawn, to see the spawns, to constantly farm those spawns, to kill you for the blueprints, like you trying to do a loot route that you saw on YouTube, but there's like 100,000 cheaters doing those same loot routes that can do it faster than you because they're using ESP and wall hacks and aimbots and auto clickers and everything. They're farming this permanently for money. So allowing a site like this, now I don't know what's the legal ramifications of this, but I know there's dozens of sites like this. The legal ramifications of this I'm not interested in, but this is your property. This is Embark Studios property. So I'm sure they must be able to do something about this, because this motivates cheating. This motivates people breaking a game, because most of the players that are degenerate players, which unfortunately there's a lot of them, they are just farming these items for money, when the rest of your players are trying to find these items to enjoy the game more. So this needs to change. I don't think I need to talk about this for a long time. This is just really, really bad. And Embark Studios said they won't allow this, but it's spreading like wildfire. That is why people glitch through doors, locker room doors, so that they can find a lot of these items and sell them really, really easily. And, this is reason number 2. Reason number 3 is really, really simple. Reason number 3. When you have got an invisible rope, like, there are many ways to glitch into the walls and into the roofs and stuff like that, which I'm not interested in. But the most unforgivable one that I've seen was that invisible rope. Now, not a lot of you might know what I'm talking about, but in Stella Montes, there was an invisible rope that exploiters and cheaters could use. The reason that people found out about this invisible rope is because a cheater with ESP can see everything. He can see what guns you have. He can see the armor that you've got on you. And that's why you always feel you're getting killed when you're bringing epic guns into a raid, because the cheater is not going to kill the guy with a kettle. The cheater is going to use his ESP cheats to look at every player in the raid and see which player has items that they can sell on the black market, like IGGM. And then he's going to target you. Okay? He's not going to waste his time killing 90% of the other players on the raid, because the items that they have, he can't make money from. But as soon as you bring an Equalizer or a Jupiter or a Bobcat or a level 4 gun with epic attachments, he's going to target you. Okay? So they saw those ropes. You can't see the rope. They saw the ropes because their cheats enables them to see every object in the game and look through walls. You know, everything just looks like frigging paintbrush lines. And people were using that rope for more than a month, killing more than 100,000 players. And Embark Studios lost more than 100,000 players. I don't care if the average player base is 400,000. There's a heck of a lot of people that tried Arc Raiders over the holidays. Okay, just because there's still 400,000 people playing the game doesn't mean that they didn't lose players. According to me, if you almost hit 500,000 players in November, you should probably hit 1 million players over the holidays. They did not break that initial 482,000 players over the holidays. Okay? And that's what must make them worried. And these are the things that are unacceptable. If you know there's a rope, there's a single item that is breaking the player experience, and you take more than a month to remove that rope, like everyone was glitching through the locked doors, they took a month to fix that. So for a month, 500,000 or 400,000 people got a key card, went into a raid and was excited to get the loot. Like, not only that, like if you have a card, you have to bring in like a door, you know, a door barricade, a wall, traps, you know, so that nobody kills you while you're in that room. You have to do some serious planning. So you bring in a good gun so that if somebody comes into the room, you can defend yourself. You bring in traps, you bring in barricades for the door, you bring like, you know, those metal sheet walls to protect yourself. You bring in zappers and everything, and then you get to the door and it's been looted. More than 500,000 people experienced that for a month before they fixed it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why this video is titled Embark Studios Loves Rats. It's not that they just love cowards. It's that they are helping the people that are exploiting their game. The fifth point that I want to make is I run various servers. I've been running servers for 7 years. No player with a VAC ban or a game ban can join my servers. As a solo person, I can ban them within the first 5 minutes of them joining my servers. There are automated systems. We've got AI at the moment, AI, automated systems that can detect these things. And if you ever think that a guy that killed you is using a cheat, go look at his profile after the game. Go look at his profile, go to his Steam account, and you will see that that guy has a game ban or a VAC ban or a brand new Steam account. And these things can be alleviated by a company that has probably made $1 billion by now. They've sold more than 12 million copies. And if you average out everyone that bought the standard edition, $40, and everyone that bought the ultimate edition, and everyone that has bought skins and shit like that, they've probably made $1 billion, guys. Embark Studios have made $1 billion, and they take a month to fix a door glitch. They take a month to remove a rope. They take a month to nerve a venator. Like, they are not taking care of the players like they should. Do they have a fantastic game? Yes. But if they do not focus on their core players, that makes their game more fun, more enjoyable, more inspirational, more community driven than any rat will ever do in his entire life, this game is going to die. I have got 416 hours on topside because of the degenerate behavior, and because the cheaters that I'm running into, and because Embark Studios takes way too long to fix problems. I am literally thinking about playing this game once a week. With my skill level and with my knowledge, I can probably play this game once a week on Sundays and still do every expedition. but I can't get invested in the game anymore because the only thing that still lets me play the game is the interaction with good people. Like, the best thing about Arc Raiders is the matchmaking. You know, that if you don't kill anyone, you get put into more friendly lobbies. Like, I like that. And then sometimes I want a PvP and then but that's the bad thing. As soon as I want a PvP, I have to start killing people. And that's why I look for rats. Because even if they do match you with friendly people, there's always people taking advantage of it. You know, there's always rats slipping through the cracks. So that's when I'll hunt down rats. And even if you don't want to kill a person, if you open a room with a key card and somebody enters that room and just wants to take your shit because he's like, you're not going to shoot me because we're in a friendly lobby, and if you shoot me, you're going to be put in a bad lobby. I don't give a shit. I'm going to kill him. You know, like, even if I'm in a PvE lobby, if I open a door with a key card and somebody comes in there, he's getting blown up. Like, I'm still trapping the door. I'm still putting a steel wall in front of the door. I'm still putting three mines, not trigger grenades, like 3 mines on the door, so that if he disassembles that thing, he gets blown into Kingdom Come. I'm still defending my loot. And then when I kill him, you know, the game's going to put me back with the rats again. But I mean, that's the best thing about Arc Raiders. The worst thing about Arc Raiders is the speed at which they focus on the players. So they need to make legendary weapons feel like legendary weapons. They need to add a scope to the Jupiter. They need to make the hull cracker a freaking hull cracker. Because just the fact that a grenade launcher can't do any damage is so warped to the rat. It is so advanced. It gives the rat so much advantage. It limits the true PvP players so much that it's game breaking. A rope that doesn't get removed in a month is game breaking. You know, doors that are being glitched through for a month is game breaking. A hidden bunker event that only happens twice a day. So if your schedule doesn't line up, you can never do a hidden bunker. You know, some of these events can't be done if your schedule is busy. If you've got 2 jobs, or if spending time with family is important and your job is important, then you might never be able to kill a queen or a matriarch. Now, that's a little bit overdoing it. You know, I'm sure you can, over a weekend, plan your day to do that. But like these events that only happen twice a day, like, what are you thinking of? This is a game. Who are you doing that for? Letting a grenade launcher do no damage to a rat. Who are you doing that for? Now, guys, I can make this video 3 hours. And I can bring up 100 points why I feel Embark Studios Loves Rats. But let's end it here. Go to the comment section. Tell me your worst experience in Arc Raiders. And tell me your best experience in Arc Raiders. And hopefully, I don't care about views. I don't care about subscribers. Like, people are buying subscribers and views like it's, you know, like it's nothing. People are just buying subscribers and views because they know the ad revenue is so low. They'll just buy the subscribers and the views so they can get sponsorships because they know sponsors brings in the most money. The whole world is lost, guys. So I don't care what the world does. Let's have an honest conversation. And maybe a miracle happens, and if we stand together, like, you don't have to subscribe to this channel. Just watch the video. If you agree with me, like the video. And if you want Embark Studios to see this video, type in the comments your best experience in Arc Raiders and your worst experience in Arc Raiders. And hopefully the developers will see this and make a plan and understand what I'm talking about. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, and you need to listen to me for another 3 hours, I'm sorry, you don't get the point. Okay? So, Arc Raiders is a gold mine. There's a lot of games that are gold mines. The game's concept is fantastic. But the problem is that the developers don't focus on the players. It's the players that keeps your game alive. not the rats, not the cowards. The people that want to have epic moments in your game and share their epic moments with others and form a community. And, you know, when a mom joins the game and she interacts with me, that's an enjoyable experience. When a child plays your game and interacts with me, that's an epic experience. When people fight the queen with me, that's an epic experience. But anyone that interacts with a rat or a cheater is a terrible experience. I've had community members that has played this game and quit it with one interaction with a rat. There are people that get killed and get insulted in such a terrible way that they never want to play this game again. They just don't want that kind of interaction in a game. Now, the way you can fix that is by giving your real PvPers and PvEers a way to eliminate the rats and take their power away. And then the other way that you can do it is to use your AI technology to ban anyone with a game ban or a VAC ban. They can always open a ticket and convince you that the game ban or the VAC ban was, you know, a mistake or something like that. But use your AI technology to watch players with new Steam accounts, because that's usually a cheater. Watch Chinese players because their culture promotes cheating. Watch players' behavior, you know. Use your AI technology to get rid of the shit in your game. And you will reach 1 million players. But if you don't listen to this idiot behind this computer, then your game's going to die. Not dead, but I promise you, if you do not focus on your players, you will have 100,000 players by the end of the year. Your 24-hour peak, you will be lucky if your 24-hour peak is at 100,000 players at the end of the year. You can take that to the bank. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Again, if you've got anything you want to say, if you want to insult me, if you want to call, you know, if you want to tell me to get good, leave it in the comments below. But if you want to help me to make, to let Arc Raiders flourish and to get us onto a level playing field with the degenerate people and literally punish them for their bad behavior. Again, in the comment section, what is the best experience you've ever had in Arc Raiders? What is the worst experience you've ever had in Arc Raiders? My name's Luthais. I'll see you guys later. And then after this video, I'm going to make an ultimate guide so that even if they don't fix anything or they don't focus on the players, at least I'll teach you how to handle it. Oh my word, guys. Sorry. Last note. Embark Studios, for the love of everything that's holy, change the matriarch mechanics. The fact that there's nothing around the matriarch, nothing. Like the first time you run up to the matriarch, there's no other arc around it. You jump onto his head with the snap hook, you put a deadline mine down. By the time you jump down, you've got a basher next to you with a leaper, with burners. That is so broken and so unrealistic. Okay, that's the last point I want to make. Change the matriarch. Put all the arc there before you get to the matriarch. So when I run to the matriarch, there are 3 bastions, there are 5 rocketeers, there are a bunch of burners rolling around. Don't, my bro, there's nothing fun about that. You play your own game. You snap hook onto the matriarch. You put a deadline mine onto the matriarch. Then you jump down and get killed by a bastion that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. How can you teleport 50 enemies around a boss when it loses a certain amount of health? This is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Mario Brothers. This is Arc Raiders. For the love of everything that's holy, I don't care if you put 50 enemies around the matriarch before I get there. Don't let a new player run up to the matriarch, think nothing's going to happen, and then 50 enemies teleport on top of him. Come on. Goodness gracious, guys, just a lot of thoughts are rushing to me now that I'm done with the video. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but if you do, click that like button. Like, I bought the early access Ultimate Edition. What skin is going to replace this skin for me? You know, I know there are a few skins, but come on, my bro. Like, I'm not going to replace my Ultimate Edition skin for that. You know, maybe that one. Maybe that one. You know, like, really, the options, Embark Studios, the options are not great. You know, like, what the heck is that, my bro? Like, that is rat material right there. You know, like, that one's all right. You know, that one's okay. But, my bro, if you want me to spend money, I already spent money when I bought the game. I've got the coolest skin in the game. I've got the coolest backpack, according to me, that fits with the skin. Like, if you want me to spend more money, give me a ghillie suit. Like, what is stopping you from giving me a ghillie suit? It's not like I can blend into the terrain, you know, more than I can already blend into a bush with this, you know, with this, whatever it's called. Like, what is this one called? The G suit. You know, I can already blend in with the background with the G suit. Give me a ghillie suit. Give me a commando suit like Predator, you know? Flip up, bro. Give me a Predator suit. Give me something where I look like the Predator. Get creative. Give me something way better than this. The only skin that I'm gonna buy, like I bought the backpack, but the only skin that I'm gonna buy over this one is like a ghillie suit, a snow ghillie suit, a desert ghillie suit, a forest ghillie suit, you know, commando, something that looks like a Predator, something that looks like Battleship, you know, the movie Battleship and those aliens on Battleship. Like, bro, get creative. I know you've almost made $1 billion because you've sold more than 12 million copies, but give me something that is cooler than this, because I'm the guy that's spending money. And then the other thing is, I don't know what you're going to do with the skills, bro, but I'm not a sweaty player. And I didn't play for like 4 days after New Year's. After New Year's, I didn't play for 4 days. So if you're looking at it, like, I completed freaking Flames in like, I don't know, 4 days. I completed the expedition in like, what? Okay, according to that, there's like 16 days. I completed the expedition in like 7 days. And I don't play like more than 4 hours a day. You know, over a weekend, a person can play 8 hours if they really love your game. But I mean, I completed the expedition. After 44 days, I'm probably going to be on 10 or 20 million. You know, yes, my skill set is a little bit different than other people's skill sets. But give me, like, these quests. Repair a solar panel with 5 wires and 2 batteries. You know, like, you know, locate the cache near the Moreno. Like, your quests are confusing. When most of your players have to go onto the internet, like, I don't go onto to YouTube for every quest, but some of your quests are so confusing, you know, and luckily your community is great. So I can just go onto YouTube, type in market correction, you know, market correction quest Arc Raiders. After rain comes, Arc Raiders, straight record, you know, or untainted garden. I can just go type that into YouTube and someone's going to show me how to do the quest. But Drew, give me more challenging quests. Like, I spent 100 hours finding this blueprint. Now I've got a duplicate of it, but I probably spent 100 hours finding the Survivor MK3 blueprint. Give me a quest where I have to revive 10 players, kill 10 rats. Like, I don't know how you're going to do that, but maybe give me a quest where I have to kill a player after he's killed the player. You know, so if I see a flare going up, you motivating me to be like the hero, you know, and go kill the player that killed the other player. Like, there are achievements where you have to revive players. Give me a quest where I have to revive 10 players, kill 10 players. Give me a quest that takes a week, and then give me the Survivor MK3 blueprint. You know, don't let me run myself to death for 100 hours because I spawned in late 100 times and I got killed 100 times, or the place where you can find the blueprint has already been looted 100 times. Don't let me do that. As soon as your player starts grinding in a way that is not fun at all, you have to make a plan. That's what I mean about taking care of us. Give us interesting ways to get what we need to get, not by luck, because one guy can spawn in right next to the building in Bluegate. You know, he can spawn 50 meters away from that building, go breach the door, and then with pure luck, he gets a Survivor MK3 blueprint when he's not even looking for it. You know, there's a lot of players that have found the Survivor MK3 blueprint without looking for it, just by pure luck. Don't let luck be such a factor. Give me quests where I can earn those blueprints. Like with the trials, some people get the Bobcat blueprint and then I get a flippin' globe stick blueprint. But I did the exact same trial as that person. So all the trial rewards are random. So one guy gets very lucky finding all the blueprints that he hasn't got, and then the next guy doesn't get any blueprints, or he gets blueprints that he already has. And it's different than the other guy. Like, I don't know, why are the trial rewards different for everyone? You understand? One guy's like, I can get the Bobcat blueprint. Now, I've got the Bobcat blueprint, but that's not the point. One guy goes, guys, you can get the Bobcat blueprint by doing this week's trials. Then I do this week's trials, and I don't get any Bobcat blueprint. I don't even get one blueprint. That's what I'm talking about. And I promise you, once I reach level 75, I'm getting bored, bro. Like, you know, before I reach level 75, I'm looting everything. I'm killing matriarchs. I'm killing queens because that's insane XP. You know, I'm killing Arc and giving the loot away just for the XP. Like, I'm having fun. As soon as I reach level 75, I'm done. Like, I know you can't make it level 200 because then you're gonna, you know, then I have 200 skill points. But flip that. Let me get skill points up to level 75, and then after level 75, I don't get skill points anymore. But at level 100, I get a bonus skill. You know, a special skill, a skill that you can only get at level 1, like a unique skill tree. You know, not this skill tree. I'm not talking about this skill tree. I'm talking about like, you know, like this. I'm talking about like this. You know, like I've already done this, but you know, you've got your line. You know, you got a little block here with the line, and a little block here with the line, and a little block here with the line, and a little block here with the line. So do that. You know, once I reach level 100, then I open the first block. Once I reach level 125, I open this block, and it must be something epic. Or it must either be a unique skill, you know, that nobody else can get, or it must be a blueprint. Brew. Like, if I reach level 200, let me pick any blueprint I want. Show me a chart of all the blueprints. You know, show me a chart of all the blueprints, and I can click on the one that I want. Because maybe it's that one blueprint that I could never get because I was unlucky. But because I reached level 200, I earned the right. I put in the effort to pick a blueprint. Like, just think about the players. Focus on the players. I know you're making a shit ton of money. I know you've got a fantastic game over here. But I promise you, if you don't give us something to work towards, we will get bored. And yes, you've got a bunch of new players now, but I promise you, at the end of this year, the end of 2026, there's not going to be a lot of new players left. And I promise you, if you don't look after your players, you are going to dip down to 100,000 players, 100,000 peak players on over 24 hours. Listen to my words. I've been gaming since the age of 6. I've been gaming for 40 years. Space Quest 1, Let's Shoot Larry 1, Duke Nukem, Doom, Wolfenstein, you name it. I have seen great games. Wing Commander 1 was fantastic. Wing Commander 2 was not that fantastic. And then it all went out the toilet. And now everyone's waiting for frigging You know, not Star Citizen, Squadron 42. I'm waiting for Squadron 42, which is the single-player campaign that's taking forever. Fallout 3 was phenomenal. Fallout 4 was great, and then they made that other piece of crap. You know, it doesn't matter if you've got the best idea in the world. If you don't focus on the players, you will fail. My name's Luthais. I'm a PvE purist. And click the like button if you agree with me. And if you've got any ideas of your own, leave it down in the comments below. Cheers, guys.